Alright, so I want to welcome you to the section 4, and in this section we're going to be talking about developing the project management plan, and we'll be focusing on the inputs, tools and techniques as well as the outputs. Now, as we progress in our project management journey, we arrive at a crucial step of developing the project management plan. Okay, so this phase is pivotal in project management because it lays the groundwork for the successful execution and control of projects. So as a project manager, you have to be very careful about this particular stage, because this is the planning. It is from the planning that every other thing emanates. All right, the planning is like the bedrock, all right, the baseline from which you're going to carry out your execution. Okay, so as a project manager, you have to understand that the planning phase is a very, very critical stage in your project management work. All right, your planning serves as a baseline. The project management plan serves as the foundation or the baseline where every other thing is going to emanate from, all right, or your execution. So it's very, very imperative that you sit down with your team, your subject matter experts, all right, and actually do a very good job when it comes to the project management plan. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at in this section. What are the inputs that you require to do this this work? All right, talking about project management plan, your planning as a project manager. What are the inputs? What are the tools and techniques that you're going to be needing? And then the outputs of this particular phase. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into the meat of the matter. Okay, so let's just look at an overview. Developing the project management plan is the process of defining, preparing and coordinating all subsidiary plans and integrating them into a comprehensive project management plan. So in your project, of course, you're going to have a lot of planning to do, right? You're going to plan for every section, every segment, every aspect of what you have to do. All the resources that you're going to require, the human resources, the capital, the materials you're going to need, the stakeholders, their expectations, all the deliverables, the communication, everything. You're going to need to plan a whole lot of things, right? Yeah, so when we talk about the project management plan, this is now the overall plan, right? Overall plan that now includes all the subsidiary plans, all right, that you require for every aspect of the project. Okay, and then you now integrate them all together. All this subsidiary plan, all these sub plans now form what we call the project management plan. Okay, so this plan now becomes the central reference point for guiding the project throughout its life cycle. All right, so when you've done all the sub plans, all the little plans, and putting everything together from every other aspect of the project, you now put everything together, all right, to form this comprehensive bogus plan for the project. Okay, so this one now becomes the reference point. Instead of running here and there to get these details from there or that details from here, you just have one central point where you go to get data or details about any aspect or any phase of your project. Okay, so moving on, let's look at the benefits, all right, of the project management plan. First and foremost, it gives clarity and direction. The project management plan provides a clear roadmap for project execution. It ensures that all team members are aligned with the project's goal and processes. All right, so it gives clarity and it gives a sense of direction for everyone in the project team. Second is risk mitigation. The plan identifies potential risks and outlines strategies to outline them proactively. So the project management plan helps you to understand all the risks that you are going to encounter, right? And therefore also gives you strategies to address them before meeting them. And next is communication. The communication management plan, which you will find in the project management plan, ensures effective communication with stakeholders. Right? The communication management plan ensures effective communication with stakeholders. Now, this is very important. Just like I've said before, within the project management plan, you have other sub-plans. All right? You have plans for procurement, you have plans for risk, plans for quality, plans for stakeholders, and all that. All right, so this communication management plan is also a part of the plans that you will find in the project management plan. So this particular one ensures effective communication with stakeholders. All right, it lets you know who the stakeholders are, all right, where they are, the best way to be able to communicate with them, all right, and also get feedback from them so that you can understand what are their expectations, all right, and how well it can fit into your project, or whether or not it can even fit into the project that you're working on. And last but not the least, we have resource optimization. The resource management plan helps in efficient resource allocation. So here now you are seeing another type of plan that you can find within the project management plan. So this one is called resource management plan. All right, and of course this one helps in efficient resource allocation of money, allocation of personnel, all right, materials, and what have you. So that is what this resource optimization does for us. So these are the benefits that you derive from the project management plan. So let's move on. Now let's look at the inputs. All right, the inputs in developing the project management plan. So the first input you require is the project charter. We've talked about this project charter before, all right, in detail, but as you can see now, is an input in developing your project management plan. So the project charter developed in the previous phase provides the high level project information necessary for creating the project management plan. So I'm sure you can very well remember all the things that are included in the project charter. Now another input is outputs from the planning process, right? So this one is information and plans from various planning processes contribute to the project management plan. So like I said, you have the project management plan consists of several plans put together. Okay, so all the various plans, the communication management plan, procurement management plan, risk management plan, and all of them, human resource management plan, and all that. So the outputs from all this various planning processes, when you put them together, the information that you get from there forms an input for this particular overall project management plan. Okay, now this includes scope, schedule, costs, quality, resource, communication, risk, and procurement plan. So as you can see, it's like I've already explained. So all the plans put together, the information from all those plans now form the input in this particular process. Next is enterprise environmental factors. Now we've also dealt with this extensively earlier on, but as you can see here, is an input in the developing the project management plan. Now, EEFs include external and internal influences that can impact the project. So just like we established before, there are internal factors and external factors around the project organization that can actually impact on the project. Okay, examples include organizational culture, marketplace conditions, and industry standards. So that's quite basic. So let's move on. Next is organizational process assets, or PARS. OPAs provide valuable templates, processes, and historical data. Alright, so you have all those data that were used from past projects and also from experimentation or research work. Alright, you have them in form of templates. Alright, you have them in form of process documents and then historical data. You have them stored up. So all these things are what forms our organizational process assets, and they can be used as references for creating the project management plan. Okay, so now let's look at the tools and techniques that we use in developing the project management plan. First is expert judgment. Now, expert judgment is input from subject matter experts and experienced project managers. So, like we established before, you have your team members, right? Your project team members who are made up of experts, professionals, all right? Eggheads from different fields with different inclinations, all right? So you have inputs from them depending on the kind of project that you're actually working on. Right, so you have different experts, so their inputs or their opinion or submissions are what we call the expert judgments. Okay, so it also serves as an input when you're developing your plan. Now, their insights are invaluable in crafting an effective project management plan. So next is facilitation techniques. So this is another technique that you need. Facilitated workshops or meetings with stakeholders. So as a project manager, you're going to be having facilitated workshops. Alright. Facilitated workshops are simply workshops, alright, that you facilitate. You orchestrate this workshop and you bring in stakeholders. You bring in subject matter experts, you bring in people who are influential, all right, and you having meeting with them, you're brainstorming with them, all right, key stakeholders that have influence and impact on the project. All right, so it's part of your the techniques. Then of course these sessions help gather input and build consensus, okay, ensuring that the plan aligns with project objectives. Of course, every of your key stakeholders have their own requirements, all right, and then you are going to have to hear from all sides in order to be able to align the requirement with the project objectives and ensure that you have a consensus and everybody is on the same page, okay, so that at the end of the day nobody will feel left out. So it's a very, very important technique in developing your project management plan. So you also have templates and software. So project management templates and software tools can assist in documenting and organizing your plan. So you're going to be requiring a lot of templates and softwares, right, tools that you can use to document and organize the plan in order to make it available and accessible, right, to everyone that needs to have access to them. And this is very, very important. Now let's look at the outputs of the developing the project management plan. Yes, of course. What else do you expect? The main output is the project management plan itself. After all is said and done, everyone is in alignment, everyone is in agreement, all the sub plans have been put together. At the end of the day, you now have your project management plan in place. Right? Of course, it's the primary output of the whole process. The project management plan integrates all subsidiary plans into a comprehensive document. Now it provides a framework for project execution, monitoring, and control. And that's why I said this is the basis, the bedrock for your project. How solid the project is going to be, right, will be determined by the quality of the planning. Okay, and even your monitoring and controlling, right, you cannot monitor outside of what you already have in your plan. You cannot control outside of what you have in the plan. So the plan determines every other thing, and that's why it's very, very important. It's a very important document as far as your project execution is concerned. So what are the key takeaways from this section now? Firstly, the project management plan is a critical document that integrates all project plans into a cohesive whole. Right? Mention that it integrates all your other plans and bring it into a cohesive whole that you can actually reference anytime, any day during the life cycle of your project. Inputs from the project charter and planning processes align with expert judgment facilitates the development of a robust plan. Okay, so you have various inputs like we've looked at. Of course, one of them is the project charter. You have your tools and techniques, which include expert judgment and facilitated workshops and the others that we've actually looked at. So all this help to facilitate the development of your plan, and at the end of the day you have a comprehensive project management plan and you are good to go on your project execution. Right, so that is it for this section. See you in the next section. Cheers.